I love hamburgers, y'all. I like to be able to buy them too, but sometimes you feel like you're strapped up and tired of the knot. I don't know if anybody's ever felt that way with their money. When money's running you instead of you running the money. So that's why we're doing this series on Strapped. And you know, this message today is called The Buck Starts Here. Everybody has money, right? We just got to do something with it. So in week 1, we talked about that we need to serve God and not money. I mean, you know, sometimes we let money run us instead of us running our money, right? And if we need to let money serve us as we serve God. That's principle, right? That's what Pastor taught you in week 1. And last week, Pastor talked about self-control with your spending so you can get rid of debt, and talked about snowballing your money to get out of that. So this week, we want to talk about that word that a lot of people don't like to talk about, saving and investing. So it's kind of interesting. You know, there's 2 types of people in the world, right? Spenders and savers. Which one are you? See how honest y'all are today, y'all in church now. How many of y'all just save everything you get? You're just a saver. It's in you to just save. Throw your hand up and wave it today. It's okay. Good. Savers. I like to save. How many of y'all are spenders? Hallelujah. Hey, ushers, grab them plates and run back through. It'll be helpful. Yeah. You know, and you can see that. People are spenders or savers, and it's kind of in you, I think. Some people, it's just in them. In my house, we got some spenders and some savers. You give Grayson some money, it's going to be gone faster than he gets it. It just is what it is. We talk about the fact that you better get a job that pays well, because life ain't cheap. Xbox is expensive. Right? Emma probably still has money from last year's birthday if she can hide it somewhere. Might have some from like when she was 10. Right? Unless she can get to go shopping. And then conveniently she's going to forget that money. Because Emma likes to spend mama and daddy's money. Right? Now, she loves to spend that money. So listen, if any of you got a son or you know a young man, tell him to start saving now. If he's going to marry Emma Grace Coon. I love her. But she learned the principle a long time ago that Pastor Mark taught her. Daddy never runs out. Because she said if daddy is connected to daddy, he should never run out. Connected to the Father. Some of y'all that's going to sink in a minute. God doesn't run out. God ain't broke. God pays streets with what we wear as jewelry. Emma kind of learned that principle. I don't know why he taught her that when she was little. But savers and spenders. Hallelujah, I digress. Let me get back. So if we got our money, let's talk about saving. You know, it's amazing that the Bible talks about that. It's amazing what you can learn from the Bible. So Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6 through 8 says this: Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. What's that mean? That means that ant shows up and it finds that crumb. It's finna pick it up and keep it. And carry it off and save it. If we having a picnic and there's some fried chicken and you drop some, the ant's coming to get it. And he going to save it, because he going to need some fried chicken tomorrow. Right? That's what ants do. They store up, and they plan, and they carry things out. And sometimes they collect things that other people don't want. And I ain't telling you to go collect up all that stuff and put it in your house now. I ain't say that. But sometimes we got to do things different than other people to get the results we want. Ants just different. Proverbs 21 says, in the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil. The wise man does what? Stores something up. He saves something for later. But he says the foolish man devours all he has. So the wise is saving for the rainy day. He's storing stuff up. He's planning. And the foolish man devours all he has. He uses up everything. And you know, it's kind of interesting. If we roll to the modern day world today and apply that modern English, that means most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Matter of fact, statistics say 55% of all Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Now, some people don't have no choice in that, and by no means am I diminishing that. If you are by yourself and you're a single income earner, and you're trying to feed kids, we do what we do, and I applaud you that God made a miracle for you to survive. But life is expensive today. What you could buy 5 years ago or 6 months ago ain't what you can buy today with the same dollar. You used to buy a Coke for $1. Now they want $2.50. I mean, let you be. So we live paycheck to paycheck. But is it because we're just spending all we have? We're living paycheck to paycheck because we spend all we have and some more too sometimes. So let's talk about savings. What do you save for? Let's be biblical about it. So here we go. I'm going to give you 3 things that you can save for. You need to save for emergencies. Because the new iPhone is coming out next month. Not an emergency. Michael Kors is coming out with a new purse, and it's going to be on sale next week. Not an emergency. But emergencies are going to come. You might need some new tires because one of them blowed up. That might be an emergency that you save for. If you got some kids, one of them might just run across the room and splatter their head open, and you got to go to the emergency room and get that sewed up, and you're going to get a bill. That's an emergency. Cars break down. That's an emergency. Are we planning to have an emergency fund? Or are we just hoping? Somebody told me a while back, hoping's not a strategy. Do you have a strategy for your emergencies? Then we need to save for purchases. If we're doing things the right way, are we saving to buy the new tires? Are we saving to buy a new couch? Are we saving to buy the things that we want to buy? This is a big one. Do you save to buy the new car? Or we just go buy one? So we save to do purchases. Do we save for Christmas? Or are we still paying it off the next October? Do you actually save for the purchases you have to make in life? Do you actually save for the future? Number 3, do you save for the future? You got kids and they want to go to college. I'm learning real quick, college ain't cheap. Did you plan ahead and save for that? Or are you just hoping that something miraculous come along and pay for it? Right? If you got kids and they got crooked teeth, are you saving for them braces? So that you can pay cash for them so they give you the discount? You know, the cash price is cheaper than the finance price, right? Do you plan ahead? Are you planning for your future and retirement? Saving for the future. So that you don't get to be 78 years old and you that person buying cat food and you ain't got no cats. Just saying, you know. You got to have a plan. Come on now. You know I'm real. And you know, I'm going to be honest. Saving is hard. Amen? Life happens. So, I confess that. Saving's hard and saving ain't easy. And if you're a spender, it's even harder than that. Because we don't prioritize our money and execute self-control. I think it's really because we don't like the sacrifice. Our society has taught us, gimme. I don't want to wait for nothing. We want what all the people older than us got, but we don't want to do what they got to get there. Come on, amen or oh me. We see people running around with all the cars and the boats and the houses and the toys, and you didn't realize they just got them after all their kids were grown and gone, and they could afford to buy them. Right? They went through the struggle too. Saving's hard because we don't want to sacrifice, and oftentimes it's because we don't prioritize our money. Because what we really do is we're selfish and we want it. This ain't even got nothing to do with the message, but then because we're selfish and the money goes away, it's not because the money went away. We're selfish because you spent it before I could. Because we're not willing to sacrifice and work together to do some things. Self-control, sacrifice to get where we want to go. Working together. So, how do we prioritize our money? Y'all ready? Here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to make it simple. If you make $100, how do you prioritize your money? Biblically, it says you tithe first. Can't expect God to bless the other if you're not blessing the first. So you give 10% to God. So if you make $100, I learned this math, y'all. That means you give $10. Which leaves you $90 left. That math makes sense, right? Sometimes we don't like that math, but that's the math. Now, what's next? We got $90. We got to have some minimal living expenses, right? If you like me, you got to eat. And I'm a little spoiled at this point. I need the lights to turn on and some AC to run. Right? Living expenses. You got to live. But what happens? Oftentimes we're spending that entire 90 on living. And sometimes more. Be real now, it happens. I live in the real world. You spend more sometimes than you got. It's reality. But if we're trying to do it the godly way, we got to start prioritizing things. And what you really got to learn to do is sacrifice something to get something else. Are you willing to cut your spending to get where you want to go? Because you can't spend 90 or 92 when you only got 90. This is when you start having to have hard conversations. Are you willing to turn off some of the channels on the TV? Or turn them all off? Are you willing to cut the internet down and not have the mega package? If you ain't got so much internet, you might not need Netflix. Or maybe you can do Netflix and not do the cable. Trade $100 for 13. Come on. Let's do math. Hard conversations to cut your expenses, to really cut down and live below. What is our problem? We don't really like the sacrifice and live below what we're getting. Those are hard conversations to have, y'all. Are you willing to give up eating out and eat at home? Yeah, I got people laugh at me because I refuse to buy lunch. Ham sandwich, some chips, piece of fruit. But do some math on lunch if you eat out. Cheapest lunch you can get is $3.49 that I found, $3.49 at Burger King, plus tax, $4. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 4, $80 a month. But you know your partners ain't going to let you go to Burger King every day and eat for $3.49 because they're going to boost you up and talk you into going somewhere else. So you might swing through Dairy Queen and get away with $5 a day. That's $5.25 with tax. 5 times 5 is 25. 20 times 4 is 100. Just on lunch. But you know they ain't going to let you get away with that either because they're going to talk you into going somewhere else. And when you roll somewhere else, you probably spending from anywhere from 8 to 12. 10 times 5 is 50. 50 times 4, $200 to eat lunch. And then you ate too much and you sleepy and are non-productive the entire second half of the day. Oh, I done got the meddling now. But I don't buy lunch. Listen, loaf of bread and some bologna. Nah, we don't eat bologna. Pack of lunch meat isn't but $6. 2 loaves of bread, you can eat all week. So for one meal, you're getting multiple meals. Are you willing to make the sacrifice to get where I'm going? Or just take leftovers and put them in a microwave? We don't have a microwave. It'll warm up by the time it sits there from 8 to 12. I'm willing to sacrifice. You leave some pizza sitting in your bag till lunch. It's going to be warm. And pizza ain't going bad, trust me. It's okay. It's got enough preservatives. It ain't went nowhere. It's good. Come on. Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice and cut your expenses from 90 to 20? Or 90 to 70? Let me get that right. If you cut it from 90 to 70, you got $20 now left from your check. What you going to do with the $20? Woo, let's go shopping. No. Y'all all spenders. Oh, stop. Don't go shopping. We use that $20 to build an emergency fund. That's the next thing you need to do with your money when we prioritize our spending. Build an emergency fund. So if we take that $20 and we add it to an emergency fund and we save it, we got $20 saved. And then we save 20 more, and it starts building, and all of a sudden, wow, I got some money saved. And then wait, I'm tithing and I'm saving. And then I get a blessing. So I got 20 extra dollars, so I can save that too, because I'm already living off 70. So now this month I put $40 in the savings account instead of 20. And all of a sudden, we're adding money each month. And then you're blessed because you're tithing and somebody else calls and asks you to do a favor for you and they give you some extra money. And you can add that. right? And so now all of a sudden, in a little bit of time, you've got your $1,000 or maybe $2,000 saved in an emergency fund because we prioritized our expenses. We managed things. So then what do? Pay off debt. Right? If we're spending less than we're making, all of a sudden we start paying off debt. Talked about snowballing and getting rid of debt. You can actually become debt-free. In America, that's a dirty word. They're like, don't do that. Everywhere you turn, there's a commercial to come borrow some money. We won't even charge you a fee. No fee. No, because they're charging you 38.2% interest. We'll waive the processing fee. We'll even waive shipping and handling on your check that we're going to mail to you. Yeah, because they're going to charge you interest. Interest is brutal. So now if you start doing like was talked about next week and you have some extra money and you apply it to a bill and you pay that off and you keep snowballing and you actually get rid of your bills. Think about this. If you added up all your bills that you're paying now and you didn't have them, how much money would you have every month? And I'm kind of bold, and my wife has been kind of having this conversation because it's been interesting for this series to pop up now. You know, a lot of people say, well, you can become debt-free except for your house. Now, you can do that one too. Let's go on and get all of them while we're getting. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's nice not to have a car note. It's mine, and I'm not pawning my title either. Right? It's nice not to have a car note. So we start paying off debt. But I'm realistic, y'all. Life is gonna happen. Somebody gonna break an arm or a toe or a finger or twist an ankle, or the school's gonna send you a bill because we going on this trip and we need your $822 tomorrow. Some of y'all got kids and you know what I mean. It ain't them $20 trips no more, y'all. Some of y'all that ain't got kids, y'all looking like I'm crazy now. I'm being truthful. You need to buy this t-shirt. It's only $42.75 this week. Next week the cost's going to go up, so get it while you can. Order fast. Life's going to happen now, so you better have some work on your savings and you work on getting rid of your debt, but I'm just going to be honest. Life is finna happen. And you're probably going to wind up dipping into that. So what do? You better turn back around and instead of getting frustrated, go back to saving. It's going to happen. Now, let me just clarify for some of y'all, because sometimes we think life gets fixed when we follow the principle. And God can bless you, and God makes things work better, and he gives you some sense to all of a sudden you realize you're supposed to change the oil in the car. You're supposed to rotate and balance the tires so they don't wear out and blow up. Right? Because then you're not fixing it all the time. He give you some wisdom, but life is still going to happen. 50,000 mile tires are going to wear out before 50,000 miles. Most of the time. Because some of us don't drive correctly. It's just truth. So don't panic. You just go back and repeat the process. And breathe. I'm preaching to y'all, and I don't even like what I'm saying to my own self. I'm just telling you the truth. Because life happens, and then you get frustrated, right? Because you spent your money, and it get tore up because you'll think you're going to put some simple wood on your floor, and we're good because we saved up for that. And then all of a sudden, your bathroom got to remodeled, and all of a sudden, that involves a new glass door, and that involves some new tile on the wall, and that involves a new faucet, and then you got to have new fixtures that go in the shower because, the old one don't match the new stuff. And then you're like panicked and, and then it takes 9 months for all that to happen. Life happens. Unexpected stuff. It's going to happen. And then you breathe and you just go back and repeat because you can't panic about it and frustrate about it. So what do? Well, listen, at some point you're going to breathe and you're going to get it together. And look, you might get blessed greatly because you tithe and you get a pay raise. And then you can pay off debt faster or save money faster. And all of a sudden we're debt free and I don't have any bills. And then you're like, whoa, what do I do with this money? You're like, yes, now I can go shopping for real. Come on, baby, let's go to Neiman Marcus. We're going past the Dollar General today. Y'all know I'm crazy and real. It's the truth. I can get a new boat now. Look out. I needed another gun anyway. Yeah. See, I knew somebody was squealing a minute. No, because we're trying to become good stewards and faithful with what we got. All those things are great, but sometimes you just need to get another bucket and start investing for the future. Because the future's going to come, y'all. Time's going to pass. Every day you get a little bit older. I ain't believe that. Then you roll past 40 and you realize what them folks meant. I ain't got past any of them other ones yet, but I hear they coming. And you got a plan for those things. So what do you do? Because it's coming. Because, wow, yeah. It's not a realistic strategy to say that I'm just going to work till I'm 90. Right? Come on now. Come on. Let's be smarter than that. So what do? We get another bucket. We invest. And we build wealth. Because I'm learning this one. It's fun to work when you ain't got to. It's fun to go to work when you don't have to. When I can say, see ya. Come on. I work with some people that do that. They done retired and they just coming back to do what they want to do. It's fun to do that because you can say tomorrow, you say what? Bye. I see y'all. It's fun to work like that. Some days it's not fun when we strapped. And I got to be here no matter what you say and do to me. We're working for the future. We're planning ahead so that we don't always live that way. So what do? We pay our 10%, right? We're tithing. And now we say, hey, let's invest for the future. So we take 15% of our money because we're debt free, right? We got money to spend now. We got money to do something with, and we invest it for the future in some kind of pre-tax retirement account. Did I say that right, brother? Pre-taxed retirement account so that you're not paying taxes on it. And if you're like me or my wife, don't let them take it out the check now before you get it. Because we're not smart enough as people all the time to put it in there after the fact. That's why they say pre-tax it. Before they give you the check, go on and let some of it go to the retirement account and the savings account. Because when you get the check and you see the number, we say, hey, we got X to spend. That's what we do now. I'm being candid and real now. Go on and do it beforehand so that you can invest it and you don't see it. Because when we do that, it helps us build for the future. Because the whole principle here is we're sacrificing for the day so that tomorrow is better. And that ain't always easy, y'all. It's not always fun either. So, what do? We take these strategies and we do something with them. Is it going to be easy? I ain't trying to give you rosy and sunshine, all right? But I'm going to give you principles that work. Do it. Save the money. Take the time to do it. Make the sacrifice. Because over time, the sacrifice is worth it. There's nothing worse than having more months than money. That's the truth. So you save for the future. Get you a retirement account if you don't got one. I challenge you. Go ahead and do that. Suck it up. It'll be okay. It's worth it in the end. You're like, I can't do that. Tithe. It's worth it in the end. God honors what we give. That's right. It works. I promise you. The cycle's going to repeat, and you're going to get frustrated at times. But I promise you, when my wife and I came to this church, I had a very candid conversation with Pastor Mark because we were living in somebody's shed. I'm going to repeat that, say it real slow. I was living in somebody's shed. It was a wired shed, but it was still a shed. We're scuffling, paycheck to paycheck, more month than money. We don't live in a shed now. Does the cycle repeat and we get frustrated and we got to go back and revisit and rebudget and try it again and save our money again? Yep. But we learned some things along the way. Don't spend more money than you make. Give your tithe. Does it stink some days? Uh-huh. Do I look at people strange and people say something to me when I sit in the office and eat my sandwich and they all go out to eat? And you're like, wow, I'm the only one left. It'll be all right because I know what y'all spend on lunch. It's a reality. Got some people laughing about that because they know my sandwich is coming out of my bag. You know one thing I learned about my sandwich in my bag, though? This is a free one. When they tell you you can't leave yet for lunch, hold on. Sandwich is portable. It's right there. I work with folks that love to have a meeting, and they never end on time. Look, sandwich and the snack is portable. Y'all stay hungry you want to. That's free, y'all. All right. So now what do? We got all this, and we're trying to do the things, and we're getting our extra money, and we're getting blessed. And now instead of making $100, we make $130 a week on our check, right? We got more money. Man, we get really blessed, and it goes to $150. What do we do because we're blessed? Do we invest more? Do we build a larger emergency fund? You know, it's kind of interesting. When you can truly become debt-free, you can do all the things you really want to do. Think about that. We can give an offering. That means give more than you tithe. You might want to help feed somebody. You might want to invest more. You might want to build a larger emergency fund. You might want to save for a bigger purchase. But what do? And then when we have extra money, what we can do? So I want to talk to you about 2 ways we can actually make money. Y'all ready? Because we all about making money. Y'all with me? Y'all want to make some money today? How many of y'all want to make some money? Good. So there's 2 ways you can make money. People make money. Get a job. In other words, you actually put in some effort to get a check. to get money. The Bible talks about this. 2 Thessalonians, it said, if a man will not work, he shall not eat. Hey, ladies, marry someone that's actually making money. Right? My wife said, amen. Potential don't always pay the bills. It don't feed you either. If he's working on, ask some more questions. We got something we asked. Do we have a house? Do we got a job? Do we got a car? Okay, I'm going to quit meddling in relationships. Right? People make money. We go, we get a check, we make money that way. That's what most of us do. We're people, we make money. But how many of you know that money makes money? Think about it, because people are making money off your money. When we're paying interest on debt, we're investing our money in interest, but they're making money off our money. That's how they made their money. They charge you interest, so they made money off of giving you money. Well, when you quit paying debt and you're debt free and you quit paying interest, you can use your money to make you interest instead of giving the interest to somebody else. Y'all know the story of the man in the Bible from Matthew chapter 25. He was given the talents. One went and hid it in the ground and his money did nothing. The other man in verse 16 said, the man who received the 5 talents went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 more. He used his money to make money. And you know what's interesting? Never thought about it till I started thinking about how I was going to present this. Money works 24/7, 365 days of the year. It don't go to sleep. It don't get tired. Your money might be funny. Sometimes we feel like our money is tired, but it really doesn't get tired. We get tired physically. Our body gets tired. We got to go take a nap. Money 24/7, 365. It just keeps working. Just like interest never stops on them cards we got. It's always adding up, compounded daily. Right? Well, you know, when your money's working for you, it's doing the same thing. It's interest being added to you, compounded daily. Is the money making money? So if we stop our interest payments and we become debt-free and we're wise and we've got an emergency fund and we start thinking about investing, we can invest in things that make us money. But there's a big-time important thing here. You got to be a wise investor. You know, your grandma told y'all that glitter wasn't gold. So I'm going to give you a couple of rules for investing. Y'all ready as we get out of here today? First rule, do not invest in things you don't understand. Proverbs says this, a wise house, by wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures. What he's saying is, I need to understand what's going on. I need to have some knowledge and apply my understanding to it so that I comprehend what's going on so that when I invest, the folks don't take me to the cleaners. Not all investments are good investments. So if you're trying to invest, you're trying to make some money, go find you somebody that is really wise and knows what they're doing and get advice from them. And let me help you out. The people that are trying to sell you investments are not working for you. Amen. You understand this, right? This is principle. People that sell financial investments for a living, they're not working for you. How do they make their money? Off you. Every time you make an investment, they get paid. Who they working for? They working for themselves. They mucking money off you. So find you somebody that's really wise with investing, that's looking out to help you. Don't invest in things you don't understand. I'm going to talk about something. Like, everybody's like, go invest in some of that .com stuff. It's making millions. Some of y'all looking at me like, what's .com? Exactly, don't invest in it. Well, they made millions over there at them .coms. Well, what's a .com? That's a company that's making money off the internet. If you don't understand it, don't do it. So, like, watch this. Y'all heard it kind of like the .com boom, and people made millions, and then it just crashed apart. So there was a company. Sounds real good on the surface. Maybe we can invest in it. It was called Pets.com. They sold pet toys. That sounds pretty cool, right? Would you be willing to invest in a company that sold pet toys? They gonna make money. Y'all know what y'all. Don't look at me that y'all know you're gonna buy that stuff for that pet. They got more toys than the kid. Always buying something for the pet. Sounds great on the surface, right? People investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in Pets.com. They had the worst business model ever. They bought products and sold them for less than they paid for them. Would you invest in them now? Failed business model. That's stupid, right? But that was their business model. We're going to sell all this stuff and we're going to sell it at wholesale on this website. We're going to make a fortune. And you were spending more than you were making off the product. But they went public at $22 a share and sold millions of shares. And then in a year and a half, you were out of business because you couldn't make no money. Don't invest in something you don't understand. Sometimes the best investments are the ones we just don't make. Fold your money and put it in your pocket. Keep it. Everybody's going to come along and have an investment for you when they find out you're making a little money. Come on, invest in this. Not all investments are good. When go find you something to invest in. It is stupid for Jonathan to invest in real estate. He ain't figured out his own house yet. I'm not going to go buy a rental property and try to how to fix it up when I ain't even figured out how to keep mine fixed up right. Right? I'm being candid, y'all. Y'all can laugh or you can shake your head. It's the truth. Invest in something you understand. Because when you don't understand it, you're going to lose money. People come along and say you all, well, we're making millions in that. Last week, what about this week? Ask questions. Find you somebody that knows what they're doing, that's really doing it. And listen, just because they roll up in a Lexus or a Benz, don't mean they really know how to invest. It means they know how to get the money out your pocket into theirs. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Most people I know that can really invest drive a paid for 1984 something and got a flip phone. I'm just saying, just because it's flashy don't mean they really are trying to invest and help you out. All right, here we go. Principle number 2. Grandma taught it to you. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Can you believe the Bible had something to say about this too? Ecclesiastes 11:2, it said, give portions to 7, 8, for you do not know what disaster may come upon the land. What's he saying? Spread your stuff out. Dave Ramsey said this, if you pile too much manure in one place, it's gonna stink. split that. If you pile the manure in one place, it's going to stink. But if you spread it out, it's going to make something grow. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't shove everything into one spot. Spread it around so it grows. Because listen, how many know the real estate market fell apart and it lost a bunch of money? Right? How many know the stock market kind of do this thing right here? Right? Prices change, prices go. If you got all your money in one spot, that's why folks go jump off the roof now. Come on, I'm a school teacher, 1920, the stock market crashed. We're going to jump off the roof because all my stuff was in one place. Oh! Don't do that, y'all. Spread your stuff out. And then spread it around in things you understand. Don't put it somewhere you don't understand and just hope that it's going to grow. Understand what you're doing. Find you somebody. All right. Number 3, y'all ready? Don't try to get rich quick. Here's what the Bible says. People who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction. In other words, when I'm trying to get rich quick, I'm going to fall for everything. Because we looking for the BBD. The bigger, better deal. Sometimes the fastest way to double your money is to fold it in half and put it in your pocket. Don't try to get rich quick. Look. Lord be pushing me out here on skinny land. One of the fastest ways we try to get rich quick is to play the lottery. Because you know it's $470 million this week. Did you see that sign? It's $470 million. Do you know what we could do with $470 million? Quick, let's go get some tickets. Do you realize that means 470 million people bought a ticket? They're not giving away 470 if they haven't made 470 because they got a good business model. They selling you a ticket for $2. They only giving away half of what they took in. That means 470 million people bought a ticket. And one person might win this week. Might win. It's not even a sure thing that somebody will win. And then 480 more million people going to buy it this week because it was and now it's 900 million. And we trying to get rich quick. Listen, if you want to do that, I'm going to tell you what you do. I'm going to give you a proven strategy that'll work, okay? You just swing by every Sunday and give me $20. And I'm going to let you rub Michael's head so you get your scratch-off thing on, okay? Michael and I is going to be business partners. You just come by and bring me $20 every Sunday. I'm going to let you rub Michael's head. And if that don't work for you, we'll take some of this paint we're painting with over at the new building, and we'll put it on some cardstock for you and let you scratch it. All right? And we'll do that for about 2 weeks, and then I'll give you $5 back. So you feel like you won, okay? Because that's what they do. You scratch. Oh, you got a free ticket. I'll give you another piece of cardboard and let you scratch. Right? Because that's really what's happening. And at least you'll get $5. I guarantee you a $5 return on your investment every 2 weeks. Now, that's truth. We hoping as a strategy, and I know people that spend hundreds and thousands of dollars trying to get a ticket. Oh, let's pool our money together. We'll split it up. They going to get their 37% tax at your 470. And then you're going to pay some more tax on it after you get it on top of that. I'll make that deal with anybody in the room, y'all. Anybody watching on the internet, I'll make that deal. You swing by, see me. I'll take your 20. Every other week, I'll give you 5, and we'll let you scratch all you want to. Because it's like the guy that put the ad on Facebook, how to make $1 million. Y'all seen that? Make your million this week. You know what the strategy is? Put an ad on Facebook that said how to make $1 million, send me $2. Send it to my GoFundMe, and I'm going to send you the paper. Yeah, that's all right. Or this is one we love. I just see potential in you. I just think you need to sign up and join my team. We've got this amazing product, and I made $10,000 last month with this system. Come join me, and you can be rich next month too. What are you selling? I don't know, but it sounds real good. Don't invest in something you don't know, because they got the miracle product. For $250, we can sign you up. And you can be a consultant. And you're right, somebody way back up the chain made some cash. But by the time it got to you, that's probably, you spent $250 trying to get rich quick. And we're jumping into something to try to get rich quick because it sounds like a bigger, better deal. And we didn't make any money. So I'm going to remind you from back in 1, don't invest in something you don't understand. Don't join somebody's plan because you're going to be a consultant and you don't even understand what they're selling. You don't understand how it works. And then you jump in and all of a sudden there's a fee every other week for you to continue to be a consultant. They didn't tell you that up front. Because you can work from home. Hey, listen, men. Be careful, because we like to sprint. We want to jump in fast, make the quick money. Stop looking for the mega deal. Most of the time, they do not exist. This is what the Bible says about it. You ready? Proverbs 13:11. He who gathers money little by little makes it grow. Money, time. Growth. Money, time, consistency equals wealth. Money, time, consistency. It's going to grow. You're going to get milk. How many of y'all would really, really, really like to apply some of this into your life? So how many of you think you could save $5 a day? Really, $5 a day. $35 a week. $5 a day. Watch this. You ready? If you invest $5 a day at 12%, here's what happens over time. In 5 years, you got $12,250. In 10 years, you got $34,000. In 20 years, you got $148,000. In 30 years, you got $524,000. In 40 years, you got $1,764,716. In 50 years, you got $5,858,000. That's from 20 to 70. Some of y'all like, I'm over 20. Okay. If you're 30 years old and you make $48,000 a year, you don't save but $600 a month to a 401k. At 12%, by the time you're 70, you'll have $7 million. Like, wow. So some of y'all skeptical. You right. We're probably not going to make 12% today, right? So even if I'm wrong by half, sadly, you only have 3.5. Sadly, you'll only have $3.5 million. Now listen, some of y'all thinking, man, that's hard to do. Pastor, you crazy. I can't do that. It is. That's why I told you earlier, Paula and I made that choice. So our solution was just go and take it out the check before we see it. $600 a month. Just go and take it before we see it. And then reality hit because it come out. And then it's like, what happened to the check? Where your money, baby? Remember we putting it into the account over there. Oh, yeah, that's right. So what does that require us to do now? Rethink, sacrifice, and adjust what we're doing. There was some panic there for a minute, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Forgot that you make some choices sometimes. Did we make that? Did we really do that? Sacrifice in the short term to get the long term. Got to remind myself. It was kind of interesting. Pastor Mark asked me to preach this message because I'm like, dude, man, we ain't figured this out yet ourselves. You want me to talk about it? Like, what you talking about, man? And then I got to revisit. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we did make that choice. But then you panic when you made the choice because the check is like, what happened? Saving for the future. So we put the money in the account. Yeah, it's gone right now. But you know what? You adjust what you do. Okay, well, we ain't going to be able to spend $75 eating out today. Some of y'all with multiple kids know what I'm talking about. Eating out ain't cheap, y'all. You get them faint notes when they hand you that bill and they say it's $100 because y'all went out to eat dinner. Well, you know, man, I could have invested that $100 and I could have spent $50 on groceries and $50 in an investment and I'd have been better off in the long run. Hey, I love going out to eat with y'all, but you know, sometimes you got to prioritize. Prioritize, sacrifice to get where we're going. And listen, that just makes you have to adjust. So it's been an adjustment. It's like, yeah, but that's a smart thing to do. Because are we willing to sacrifice today for the future? Because if I'm sacrificing today in the future, I can actually sow back into somebody else's life. Greatest feeling in the world, right? So if you want to be a great investor and use your money as a tool, you also need to invest in other things as I get ready to leave y'all. Always invest in other things. Because what you do with your money is going to reveal a lot about you. We want to really be like Jesus, y'all. Jesus didn't spend a lot of time investing his money, although he did it because he had a money dude, right? Judas took the money. Judas managed the money, so they obviously had some money. What did Jesus do? While they was managing the money, he invested in people. He invested in God's kingdom. So even though we use our money wisely, guys, don't forget, it's a tool. And while we're doing that, we still got to invest in people. We still got to invest in God's kingdom. We still got to invest in relationships. You still got to invest in your marriage. So no matter whether you make lots of money in real estate, whether you make lots of money in the stock market, whether you come up with an amazing business idea and make $2 million next month, make a disciple of yourself. Love God and give generously. You can't take it with you, y'all. We need to be smart and we plan, but you can't take it with you. It ain't going to leave with you. My wife is my partner that reminds me of that I need to be generous and just happy-go-lucky and relax sometimes. Chill. It's going to be all right. Yin and yang. It's okay. Because God is trying to take us to a place but we got to be willing to sacrifice to get there. And it's all doable, right? Sometimes it just hurts while you're doing it. They say it's like working out. I don't know, y'all. They say it's going to hurt after the first day, and then the second day, and then it starts getting better. Being wise, your money is the same way. It's going to hurt for a couple of weeks. It may hurt for a couple of months. It gets easier over time if we're willing to stay the course. We just can't get sidetracked. And listen, life is going to happen. That's why you got a plan for it. Then it's not such a big deal. God's got a plan. He teaches you about it in the Bible. And you know, as he teaches it, I just got to share. This is my last close, y'all. Because I know your belly is rumbling, so you can go buy some lunch. Our church tries to operate on them principles too. We give to others. We save. That's why we're able to make the move we're making into the building we're making without panicking, being like, how are we going to get all this money down payment to move in? Now, you know, the investment side over there is going, but yeah, we just didn't spend all the investment. Now we got to raise that money back. We got to save that back. Yep, and we're going to do that. But we had it because we're smart enough as a church. Your church is smart enough to follow the principles. Save. Have a plan for the future. So that when the future came and the opportunity presented itself, it wasn't like, that sounds like a really good investment to buy that building. Oh, but we can't. Right? We actually operate off a budget. I know that's scary. And we try to save the money so that when things come along, we're not shocked by them. So we're able to actually move into a building and pay the people the down payment and move in. Now, does that mean we got to replace that? Because life happened, right? It's an amazing opportunity and it happened, but we're smart enough to know that in the long run, we got to replace that and be good stewards with what we got. Try to spend less than we take in and be smart about where we're going so that we can build that reserve back up because life's going to happen. Right now we own a building and it's got a roof and it's got walls and it's got carpet and tile and it's got air conditioners, right? And we got salaries and people want to get paid and we want to make sure that we're good stewards with that as a church. So that's what we try to do. So that's why people are not like, you don't see us really panicking about moving into the new building, but there is a budget and we're trying to be smart and replace that budget back as we move into the building. So even as we grow as a church, it's principles that we try to follow. And it makes sense because it works. And God is always faithful. And when you learn that God is always faithful, you all of a sudden grab a principle like my child over there that daddy just never runs out. And you know what? I think all kids should feel that way. Daddy just doesn't ever run out. Mama doesn't run out because God's just who they are. And God is who he is. And he's always there to meet us. Not just our financial needs, but our spiritual needs, our emotional needs, because that's who God is, a whole person God. And aren't we just glad for that? That's why he teaches us about the money, so that we can be a blessing for the kingdom. We invest in people and be about the Father's business.